Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio Voices Carry for Animals number 508 shows this evening. This is just so wonderful to keep these podcasts going and keep standing up and speaking out for the animals in need and distress because without us, they don't have a fighting chance. So we have to be their voices out there. We have to take that action. In order to see change, we got to take action, no questions asked. But I'm going to go over a couple of things before I do get started. My name is Debbie Dahmer, aka Mama Bear, and Mama Bear does care because she's on the air. And I'm just so excited about having this new podcast, Podbean, because we're coming live stream from the Podbean podcast app and player. So all of you that's listening out on the web, Podbean web, welcome aboard. And I hope you enjoy the show and that you keep coming back, spreading the word, because the more followers and the action takers, especially, the better out there. And if you want to join us in this live chat room, it is phenomenal in this chat room. I mean, it is awesome. But anyway, you go to the Podbean podcast app and player, and you could download free on Google Play or the App Store. And then once you do that, follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and you're in. And you will get notified that there is an upcoming podcast on on your phone, on your laptop, tablet, and it'll just click join to come and join us in this chat room. It is awesome. We'll follow, me on the our Voices Care for Animals podcast on the web, and that's voicescareforanimals.podbean.com. And what you're going to do is start up an account, a free account, and then you up in the upper right hand corner, log in, and then what you're going to do is create account, and then all you need is your full name or nickname, your email address, a password you create, and then check to make sure you're not a robot, and then create account. And then what you're going to do is follow Voices Carry for Animals podcast. All these live stream shows are recorded live and archived, on demand episodes, so you can go back and listen and share 24/7. Okay, so they're all none of these shows I've ever had. I mean, all the former guests have been, outstanding, so informative and so educational, and getting help from, all the ones out there that we need your support. We can't do it alone. So the more of us that come together, the stronger we become and the faster the changes. So that's what really matters out there. So in this chat room, go ahead. You can share this show right from the chat room up in the upper right hand corner where the arrow is. This is what you call modern technology at its best. Okay. And you could also interact with other listeners. And thank you all in the chat room for joining us. Got a super team players going on in here, and they're great. We work together and we multitask, help each other out, and it inspires us to keep going. But I wanted to this is the last live stream show for 2025, everyone, and I will miss it, but we'll be returning January the 8th, Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. And we'll have the guest vigil for elephants at 7 o'clock Eastern on January the 8th, okay? So it's going to be a vigil they've been having for a year, and I've been co-hosting, and this is a promotion show for their main show on January the 10th. It's for all elephants that have died in captivity during the year of 2025. And it is a one great show. I mean, it's so meaningful and heartfelt. And I'm so glad this super team of ladies that put it together, that they do this every year because it brings attention. It brings, to think about these elephants that never had a life and they died more or less in prison. But I hope you all join us and everything. And then I want to thank all of you out there, especially the ones that's always helping me out promoting this show. From Facebook followers that's involved to the Facebook friends and pages and groups, animals. I mean, I can't do it alone, and I appreciate all your help during this year and all the other years that's out there. Fans of animal rights on Facebook, thank you so much for all your help and all the. I mean, it is just all going for many years out there. So please visit their page and check them out, and also on the X, all the follows on there and the animal pages. When I tag them, they share it, and that's what I call teamwork. And also on LinkedIn. I mean, this the list is huge. Just thanking everyone out there because that's what it takes. We cannot do it alone. We need teamwork here. It is much needed. But I want to thank you all for this year and all the former years of this show, making it a total success. Um, I want to wish all you a blessed and beautiful Christmas or whatever you're celebrating and a phenomenal and inspiring new year 2026. I want to thank all to my great guests and callers and listeners for another great year this year for speaking out and standing up for animal friends in need, making our voices heard worldwide. Voices Carry for Animals originated in June of 2014. Marty Oakley, TS Radio Network. And sadly, she passed away on April 1st of 2023. And helped me get, before that, she helped me get Animal Advocates Radio together, set it up and everything. And so I did 163 shows on there with her. I sadly miss her, and I wish she was here to see how Voices Carry for Animals has really exploded. From when I switched from Blog Talk Radio, which shut down January 31st, and February this year switched over to Podbean, podcast app and player, and in the web. But may she rest in peace, and her voice carries on. And her hosts are still hosting her shows out there on TS Radio Network on elder abuse, guardianship abuse, nursing home neglect and abuse, and the list goes on. So big shout out to Cause and Marsha and Marcel Reed of the Whistleblowers Summit. But I want to keep going, everyone. We want to hope for the best for next year, and we're going to bring my guest on, and she's always welcome back. And Kate, can you press that over like you just did because it flies through, and because it alerts me that you want to come on air. This is great. I call her Great Kate. Welcome, Brian Wilson, into the chat room. And Barbara, hey Barb's is here. This is great. I'm gonna miss this show for next month or so, but I'm just still advocating online. Okay, so just a break from the radio and Aloha's in. And Kate, if you can hear me, press that lower right hand mic or the phone icon to alert me you coming on air. And we got the guest coming back. She is awesome. I call her Great Kate. She's Florida State Director for Humane World for Animals, formerly called Humane Society of the United States. Okay, so you are on speaker now, Kate. How are you? Welcome back.
Hi.
And everybody keep pressing that like because it makes my podcast keep building up and getting up and moving up. This is wonderful
Did,
having you back. Such
did
an
I do it
honor.
right? Well, thank you.
Yes, you did. Are
Okay,
you?
good. Good,
You did
good.
great. Yeah, you did
Well,
great, Kate. Okay.
well, thank you. It's great to be
Yes,
back, and it's a huge treat. So thank you for inviting me.
I'm always going to invite you. You're part of the Voices Care for Animals family. We go way back. I mean, we go
We
at least what
do.
2018 or
Yeah.
2019, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And she's the Florida State Director here of Humane World for
Yes.
Animals, and she's
And
out there working hard. She is a powerhouse, everyone.
I
Fireball.
try. I try.
Yes.
And I mean, there's always something, there's so much I've learned, but there's so much going on in Florida, just like many states, but Florida is a particularly unique and diverse state with a lot of issues and a lot of advocates too. So I'm so grateful for that. There's so many strong advocates, but a lot of, you know, cruelty and other things that we're challenging, and we try to work really hard to promote humane welfare and treatment of all animals, every animal, not just our companion animals. We care about our companion animals, but all of the animals, especially wildlife. That's been in recent years, wildlife protection is a top priority.
Oh yeah, and all the areas, and I mean, Humane World for Animals is huge. It's even international, and all the
Yes.
work and animals you help out. I mean, they're on the web and on the Facebook pages and the X and all over the place. And that's a huge team there, a super team that's
It
taking care of
is.
these animals. And it's when you work together, you get better results,
Oh,
and
I agree with
stronger
you
results,
there.
you
I
know.
agree. So you make a great point about coalition building, but to your first point, uh, I was going to say HSUS. I'm still trying to get used to our newer name, Humane World for Animals. We are international. That was part of the reason for the name change, is because we're doing so much internationally, and that's I'm super proud of that, of my colleagues who are working on these issues in much harder environments in different countries and different environments with different challenges. But we are big, and there's an expert for everything, which I love. I can call someone who really knows this issue or this animal, and that's really fun to have so many experts, to reach out to. And but to your other point, the coalition building, I love working with other groups, other advocates. That's how we get stuff done. Literally, that's the most impactful um, path to go. And we can be the most effective and see change when we work together, whether it's a wildlife group, a dog and cat group that speaks up on some issue, or a humane group, or whatever, all the different, or just a regular person, a citizen advocate, which we have lots of them in Florida. We're more powerful together. And I have had lawmakers and FWC commissioners, say, well, that's really positive. We are working with all these other groups and we have great relationships. And I find that when I say, oh, my friend with the A, or my friend with ALDF, or my friend working from this shelter, it's a really positive vibe, and we should all be working together, and we do. So it's just being honest, but it has a really good effect on decision makers, and lets them know that you're reasonable, and we value other people with slightly different views but on the same path. And I believe that with all of my heart, that that's effective. And we hope to make change. We haven't done as well this year. It's not been and in some ways, there's been a few good things legislatively, but on the wildlife front, it's been a very bad year. With our bear hunt is starting this weekend.
Yes,
Yeah,
so sad. Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Whoa. I mean, it's like I can't believe, from the vote, it was unfair and injustice where the vote from the FWC commissioners were
Yeah,
developers and hunters. That the
yeah,
Bears didn't stand a chance at
no.
all.
I
Mm.
have been a big supporter, and my friends and volunteers who I value so greatly and work with closely, they teach me stuff all the time, and I hope to bring them something as well. But I honestly learned so much from the amazing advocates in Florida, like Brian and Carla and others. But this was a different animal, if you will, this whole process. In the past, we haven't always, we don't always get our way, but I have felt that there was some consideration. If we have 10 good, sane speakers that aren't rude or disrespectful. I mean, I don't even need to talk about that because that just hurts the cause. But, respectful speakers, it could, if we outweigh them on the number of speakers, we've been effective. We don't always get our way, as I said, but we have been effective. But this year was different. There was no consideration for the number of speakers. We've had double the speakers, and it was just like no one was there. Just very strange. I want to mention trapping briefly, but that was after. Like I said, it's not been a good year, but the trapping issue was just in November, and my good friend who runs a shelter, was kind enough to come and travel and get up at 4 in the morning and come to this meeting. And we spoke, and there was just like, they just went right with the other way, the other side, the opposition. And she turned to me and said, "Are we invisible?" And that was just like a kick in the stomach. She was right. But, again, we have a good working relationship with the FWC. We have worked on so many issues over the years, and it's been really positive. I felt good about it. And, my colleagues in other states have, praised the FWC and the good work that their staff does. But this was different, and we were not listened to, and there was an agenda, and it almost didn't matter what we did, which was very disheartening, like really disheartening. And now, of course, our bears are going to be killed. Florida's bears Floridians do not like trophy hunting. Most people don't like trophy hunting,
No.
but Floridians really want to protect their bears. And they're going to be hunted starting this weekend, a 3-week-long hunt. It's almost too much to kind of wrap our brains around. We've been working really, 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 really hard to prevent this. Last time we had a hunt in Florida was 10 years ago. It was a nightmare. They killed 300 bears in 48 hours. They had to call it. I will say this, they have done this differently to put some guardrails in place so it won't be like the one 10 years ago. It doesn't matter. We don't support trophy hunting, no matter how well organized and all the others. It's still cruel and unnecessary, and it's a trophy hunt. We need to be certainly supporting our black bears. Are hit by cars at record numbers because of all the development, all the people here. They really need to. The focus should be on bear-wise communities. Like Seminole County has been a wonderful role model for Florida, for other counties in Florida. That's Seminole County, Florida, is a role model for other communities to have common sense measures and bear-wise, management practices and decreasing attractants, and just to keep everyone safe. The emphasis should be on that, and the education should be on that. And, bear-wise cans, bear-wise dumpsters, and the education for newcomers, but also old people who have been here forever. I mean, folks like us that are not just new to Florida, all of the above. People need the education about not attracting wildlife, especially black bears, because they don't know it. And that would be so impactful if they could focus on that and not this horrible, horrible barbaric hunt.
It's so sad. And Kay, guess who just came into the chat room? Adam. He's in here.
Oh,
Welcome, Adam. And
Adam's
I hope
great.
he gets on air. Adam,
Adam's
welcome.
great. He
Yes,
knows
he
his
is.
issue in his sleep,
He
backwards and forwards.
yes. He's another bear word. But I'm gonna take calls here, a little bit
Oh
later in the
no.
show. And please come on air. And from Bear Defenders.
I mean, that's a great example. The
Yes.
advocates in Florida for black bears are unbelievable, like Adam, Brian, and Carla, and so many others. They're really,
Yep.
I mean, my colleagues just can't get over it. They're like, no other state has this army of really good advocates. I'm like, yep, that's Florida.
In that, I just had Katrina Shadix on a couple weeks ago,
She's
and
great.
yes, she is. And Adam, I've had him on,
I
and looking
know.
forward to having all you back in 2026. You're all following me, and all I got to do is send you an invitation email,
Oh
and you
yeah.
click it and come in, or you could come in, from the other way, where you get alerted on your phone or laptop, iPad, tablet, and it'll just click to join. You're right in the chat room. Isn't that wonderful?
It
And
is.
yes, but hey, Bear Defenders, Adam, I want to give you and all your
Oh yeah.
super team a shout out, okay, for all your hard work
Yeah.
and support out there, and
Yeah.
keep it up
He's
because
the real deal. You guys follow
yes,
him on Facebook. He's amazing.
he is amazing. I mean, it's like, and you're amazing too, Kate. You're like great, Kate. You just.
You're the only person who calls me that, but I love it. Thank you.
I'm gonna have all the rest of them call
Okay,
you
well,
that.
that's fine with me. Thank you. You're
But
funny.
Yeah, but this weekend, I mean, when that happened, it just like it knocked me down,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're not bothering anybody. I'd like to have one on the property or be a pet. They're so adorable.
Well, but respect from a distance. They are cute,
Yes,
but
yes,
respect from a distance.
but
They
not be like bring
and
them in the house or nothing.
no, no,
Just
no, wouldn't recommend it.
nope.
But when there is a problem, it's because a human left trash out or cat food or whatever. There's an
Yes.
impact. There's a problem that is always caused by the human. Always.
Yep. Oh, the humans are the roots of all problems. You can't
Yeah,
blame the animals. You got to blame the
never.
humans, right? I
Always.
mean, they're innocent, defenseless, and helpless and voiceless. We're their only hope to carry on.
We
If
are.
we
And we're
don't fight
obligated
for
to
them,
speak up. And we all do. We hope others do as well. But once I tell people this, you can't unknow something. This is happening. It's wrong and these animals are suffering. And we have to speak up for them. And thank goodness we do. We want more people to do the same because we know people. I mean, people stop me. I was doing an interview yesterday and I said, yeah, I was at the dentist and then I was at the grocery store. And my people at the gym come up to me constantly because I always wear t-shirts, about animal stuff. And they're constantly coming up and people are concerned about this. They might not be as involved as we are. They don't know the exact dates and all the specifics, but they're horrified. And I'm hoping they will pay attention, while this horrific hunt is happening and at the end, and that will energize them to, speak up. Because I also spoke with a reporter yesterday, and he said, "So this is happening. He knows all the details. We've been working on black bear protection since the beginning of time, since before my time here, which is 15 years, but way before that." He goes, "So you guys are just going to keep doing what you're doing?" And I thought, well, we're certainly not going to give up ever. That's not in the cards ever. But I'm open for suggestions if you want to join the team and bring us some new suggestions. But the point is, we'll never stop. We're always going to be here, being smart and strategic and working with wonderful allies, trying to protect, working to protect all animals, but certainly black bears and our Florida's wildlife. No question.
Oh yeah, and it starts what this weekend up to the 28th of this
Yeah, it's
month. Isn't
3 weeks
that
long.
sad? It's like, and everybody's in the whole the month lights up. Okay, of December, lights all over the place. People are nicer and this and that. And then you got to think about these
Oh,
bears and these mama bears getting
they've
killed.
done nothing wrong and they're just
Oh, it
minding
did
their own
nothing
business.
wrong, and it's sad. It's just like, are you serious? This has got to get better. This has got to change.
I mean,
With
this
it.
whole thing is like a time warp. I mean, we're moving in the direction of treating animals humanely, even animals who are hunted. Ethical hunters are not down for this. I mean, that's not the typical at all. These are trophy hunters, but we're supposed to be moving in the other direction. But this is barbaric, and the worst part of this for many of us, for all of us, really is it's not happening until 27. But hounding, which is cruelty beyond cruelty, which is chasing a bear with a pack of dogs. And there's many other provisions that are cruel as well, but that one is particularly cruel, and that's in the cards. And I just feel like this is a time warp. I mean, this is going back in time. This is today's society does not support this. If people saw that, they would. I mean, you'd just cover your child's eyes. You'd just be like, "Oh my God, that's horrific." But yet, that's what this commission, our FWC commissioners, just passed. That and I mean, there's so many elements to this, but and they will not be able to weigh in on it each year. It's going. It's like on cruise control. Now, don't you worry. We're all going to be there, and we're going to work. We're going to end this, but I don't know how long it's going to take. But we will. But
Oh
in the
yeah,
meantime,
yep.
it's really it's cruelty on steroids.
Oh yeah, animal cruelty front lines and then the first degree. They have a right to live on this earth just like we
Yeah,
do. Just share it. It's this crazy place called Earth is only temporary for all of us. So we got to make the best of it and do what's right, not what's wrong, and
right.
not turn our heads to it. Because I mean, I wanted to give another shout out, Kate. You've heard of Grizzly Bear 399 Legacy and
Yeah,
more on Facebook. Been to work with them and share team, great team player, Terrell, and give them a shout out for all that are visit their page because they got some beautiful photos of grizzly bears and everything. but they put stuff to take action too to help the black
Yeah.
bears. And I think it's wonderful. That's what you call teamwork. But
Yes.
thank you, Tara. I told him I was going to give him a shout out and
Good.
also to speak up with Wikibia. Was it
Wakava. Yes.
Wakava? That's it. James Scott. He was on the show before,
Yes.
and give
Yes.
him a shout out.
Yeah.
All of you. Look at this big team here. I mean,
There's a
super
great team.
team
Yeah,
players.
James is great as well. Yes.
Yes, I mean one protest,
Did. Yeah.
advocacy that where Adam is involved too.
Yeah.
All you supporters, we got to keep lifting each other up and inspiring because quitters never win and winners never quit. So we cannot give up, right? We
That's
got to
right.
do it. We got to do it because if we give up, then we
We
automatically
won't.
we lose, and we can't have that.
We won't. This team
No,
won't. No
nope,
question.
yep.
It's
We
just
just
how long is it going to take? That's but yeah, there's some. Adam is one of the strongest. Brian and Carla are great on all issues, not just bears, but like they're my go-to on so many different issues. You should have them on sometime. Florida folks, really strong Florida advocates. But you've named so many. There's more. I mean, we have
oh yeah, I
a
believe
really
that.
huge, I mean, again, we crushed the other side with speakers, and I never support rudeness or disrespect, all that. We crushed them just with numbers, crushed them every time.
Yes, I
And
know.
it was like
Oh,
we weren't there. They did it anyway. And, the writing was on the wall, the cake was baked, as they say. Um, but it's so unfortunate because the public doesn't support it. And we'll get it back.
mm,
I just don't know exactly when. Maybe Adam has a good prediction
yeah,
on when.
yeah. And then Adam, you need to go on your website, thedogwars.com.
Yeah.
Educate more people need to know about this one for sure. Please visit it. thedogwars.com. The truth about using dogs to hunt. Because there have been reports of dogs hunting deer, chasing them down up
Yeah,
to what
that's
six?
illegal.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, and that is so sad. I mean, look
People
how
have no idea.
innocent deers are. I mean, the wildlife
I
bring help and support our wildlife out there because they need us from every
know.
angle.
At this
You know.
rate, with the development and all these practices, their numbers are dwindling. They're already dwindling, but the amount of development is off the charts. But Adam has great stuff on his page too, which is fun to follow. But there's so many issues. I mean, the trapping issue is one I wanted to mention. That was a big one that we also that was just a few weeks ago, and this is just a side note. The FWC prohibited steel. Most advocates call them leg hold traps. Industry calls them foothold, but the steel traps that get an animal or anybody steps in it, on their leg. It snaps closed. And there's also body crushing traps that mostly for beavers, and they are beyond cruel. They were prohibited without a special license in 1972. So in 1972, this commission said, no, no, unless you have this special permit that you have to apply to the FWC and get a special permit. Like for the average Joe Schmo Floridian, no, these are cruel. We're not having them. That's been the case since 1972. And now they're bringing them back.
Mm.
I'm not kidding. And there will be like a video requirement for education. So if you want to use these, you have to do a little bit of education, and then you will be any member of the public, as long as they do that, can use one of these body crushing or steel traps. I mean, there's
Mm.
so many feet from a residence. I mean, there's a few other parameters. But the point is, they're bringing them back. This is absolutely, talk about time warp. This is like going back 100 years. It's hard to believe it. When I've mentioned this to other people, they thought I was mistaken. They were like, yeah, I think you're mistaken. It's like, no, actually,
Whoa.
I'm not mistaken. I know what I'm talking about. So that was the first vote, was in November, and then we lost. Like, that was when my friend turned to me and asked if we were invisible. And here is something people can do. It's likely to be on the next agenda, which is February 4th here in Tallahassee. It could be pushed to the May meeting, FWC meeting, but it could be in February, and that would be the second one where they would vote on these trapping changes. So we need people, of course, to speak up on that.
Oh
That's
yeah, and I got Michelle asking a question. What about a ballot initiative? Could that come possible to have everybody in, on the vote to
Mhm.
vote?
Not
Instead,
likely. It's really, really,
no.
really hard to get stuff on the ballot and cost millions and millions of dollars. So that's a harder one, and you know, it's that's unlikely. But it's I like the way you think, of course, because people don't like we know from the greyhounds. People don't support cruelty to animals. They just don't if they know it. If they know it for sure. So I mean, there's never say never, but the legislature has made it each year they make it a little bit more difficult to put something on the ballot, and then it does cost a whole lot of money. So never say never, but I don't see that in the near future.
No, that's seen happening.
Not really,
Because
no.
it is so sad how how this has been done. You get your hopes up and all this. I mean, all these shows and then all you guys are working together. I mean, look how hard each one of you worked for
Oh
this.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but you're staying strong and proactive and
Well,
optimistic.
we have to
Relentless,
be.
and you
Yeah,
have to be.
we have to.
Yep.
We have no choice. But I felt a little bad when you and I were corresponding about this, and you were like, "Well, this is something people can do. Take action." And I was like, "Nope, nope." Which is not. It's not my usual. That's not how I usually respond. But that's just where we are. And I always want to be honest. And I don't want. We have to be strategic. And it's happening. So we're going to have to learn from it, and we're going to never stop fighting for black bear protection. And hopefully, this will be the last one. We'll see. But the plan is they passed it. It will happen every year. The executive
Mm.
director gets to choose the quota, and just horrible things are coming down the pike. Like I mentioned, the hounding and the private lands program. There's a few other really shady things. So we'll
Yeah,
see.
that
We'll
you
see.
just said shady. That's the thing right
Yeah.
there. I mean, animal
Yeah.
rights are supposed to be granted, not violated. They that
Yeah.
is animal cruelty front lines. I was
Yeah.
never ever a fan of trophy hunting, never, and I will never be. Leave the animals alone. How difficult is it? Go get another way of life or something to help them out, and get them out of harm's way. Let them live in freedom, not
Mhm.
fear. We have to keep it up. We have to keep up the fight because it doesn't end here. It's not over. Okay,
Well,
everybody, it is
it's
not
not.
over.
I think that in general, our movement, I mean, we're seeing more and more cruelty and neglect than we have in years past. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. We're supposed to, we look back at our great grandparents and some of the stuff that was normal then. We're like, oh, good heavens, you did what with your animal? Like, oh my. And, we move in the right direction. Things are better. People, when you know better, you do better, they say. But we've gone back, and in general, all of us, I think there needs to be a reemphasis on humane education with young people in the schools, because I'm not sure what else to do, because people are not moving in the direction of caring more. Some good advocates are learning about the different issues thanks to you highlighting all these issues and having good speakers come on, and all the things that all the groups are doing, Humane World included. Advocates are getting better and more savvy and more knowledgeable, but the people that care about animals, I think that number is not growing like it should. So who knows? No, I don't have a crystal ball, but I think we need to capture young people, kind of refocus on that to some extent. I don't know. We'll
Oh
see.
yes. Oh yeah. That would be an improvement because we all could do better out there and bring more in. To help us out because hey, Mama Cat, she's a big supporter and former guest. She says strength in numbers, and that is so
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
The more of us come together, the stronger we become. The power in numbers. So that's what it takes, and teamwork is needed. I can't. I do my best on this podcast, but I can't do it alone. I need help
Right.
promoting it and everything. And I appreciate all of you out there that's helping me out because this list is huge. And it's ongoing. With the third show going every Thursday. And I don't expect them to share it every Thursday or whatever. But when they do, I mean, I was like, well, hey, I can't thank all you enough because that's getting the word out, getting it in the news feeds, and
Mhm.
sharing it from there and getting the word out and then this show expand because after this show gets downloaded and then edited and then it's going to get published. And that's where I put the links in, Kate. Is it's going to go to the PPJ Gazette, okay, and that's ppjg dot wait a minute, I got to get or I'm sorry, ppjg dot wordpress.com. And that after this show, you can listen, press the link and go listen to from there. And also
Mm.
on Podbean, okay, on because they give me a host website and all of them on there. So create account. They're all listed. The 300 and some shows that's on Animal Advocates Radio, and they're going to
Mhm.
stay there. Listen and share 24/7, and all of them are good. Everyone, you could go back and listen and you want to listen at 2 o'clock in the morning, go ahead, and share them. That's the main thing. Spread the word.
Right.
TS Radio Network, when Voices Carefree, all those shows are also on demand episodes. And I have a link to that on my Podbean host website. And also because I have a tribute to Marty Oakley on my
Mhm.
website, voicescareforanimals.com, so you can subscribe free there. And once it's downloaded, you could go and listen to it from there on my website. So and then it's going to go to two YouTube channels: Voices Care for Animals podcast and Animal Advocates podcast, and you can subscribe free there. And then it's going to 24 other websites: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, podserve.fm, player.fm. You should see this list. So this is exploded in 2025, which is a
Yeah.
huge plus, and it's getting the word out there. And to just take the time to listen and pay attention, and take notes how you can help out. Whether they're on Facebook or X or LinkedIn or Instagram, wherever, you can spread the word and press that share. Because I see a lot of times when there's more likes than shares, like massive, and then that's where there's an issue because Facebook or none of the other ones is going to change anything. They never have, and they're not going to start. So when you make those comments, take them to your state representative and let them hear it.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to get somewhere. If you do that just on your social media, you're only spinning your wheels. Okay, because
Yeah.
you're not going to get no attention off that or any results. You can sit
Right.
there write as much as you want to, on what's going on, and you hate it and this and that. Contact your state representative. Okay, area code 202-224-3121. Give your
Mhm.
zip code.
Yes,
Um,
for your federal folks.
yeah,
Yes.
yes. And then it'll ask to speak to your state representative or the
Uh-huh.
state senator. And if you don't get through them, leave a message with their legislative aide, or even write emails. There's so many
Mhm.
ways to
There's so
contact.
many ways. You make a really good point. I just want to mention on the state level, that's really unique in that FWC, we're the only state in the country where FWC has constitutional authority. So for our wildlife stuff, it really is the Wildlife Commission. Doesn't mean legislators can't weigh in, but we always encourage folks to reach out to their state legislators here in Florida. But what you're talking about is even bigger and significant is contacting our folks in on the federal level, and that's also really, really, really important. They need to hear from their people.
That's right. And because if they don't hear from us, they'll think everything's going smooth.
That's right.
And it's not. We the people. We're not broken down. We're all together.
We're
Okay.
not broken
We're not.
down. Yeah.
We're
Oh,
not
no,
broken
no.
down from Republican to Democrat, white,
Oh,
black, gay,
yes.
straight. We're all together, and our
Yes.
voices is one.
And
Okay,
animals
so
are the best issue for that. Animal
yes,
issues are not partisan, and that's a beautiful thing. That helps us, and that's important to remember. We have R's and D's that work on animal protection issues, and it's important that that's the case, and it is, thankfully, that that we're not. It's not a partisan issue. So
right. And so just, contact them. And I'm pretty sure you're probably on Congress or Congress.gov where you can check the bills. You can create an account on
sure.
Congress.gov, everyone. I got one. I've had it for years. And like, just say, for example, HR 1661, the SAFE Act. Okay, it has 204 co-sponsors now. There's another one I keep, resharing to get more to co-sponsors because this is federal. This is across the United States. And
Mm-hmm.
once you get an account set up, under that or whatever bill you're looking under, it'll alert you in your primary email that hey, three more came in co-sponsors, and you can keep track of it. I love that website because it shows,
Wow.
every if there's any changes, amendments,
I
or
think it's confusing, but I'm on it. That's awesome that you're like all about it. That's really cool.
yeah. And I mean, I look at, I keep spreading it because I even get make a copy of it, and if I'm doing a post, I put it below so they
Yep.
can go and check it out. Click the link and
It's
go
all
in there.
there. It's
It's
literally all
there.
there. Yep. And
Yes, and they
you said something so important a minute ago that if they don't hear from us, they think everything is just fine. And not
right.
only that, but they're also hearing from the other side. They're hearing from the bear hunters. I'm not talking about the folks in Congress, but I mean, they are as well, whatever. I just meant here in Florida, but they're hearing from the puppy mill industry or the trappers or whatever the other side is. And so if we're not speaking up, then they think, okay, well, that's the right way to go. And so if we speak up, respectfully, then it's huge. It's everything because if we don't, they think, like you said, everything's just fine.
Yeah, we don't want them to think that because
No,
that's what they're representing us. So we have to speak out and get our voices heard because all of our voices is very important. Everyone, don't ever think it's not. Your actions matter and your voices matter. And it's a difference because the animals can't go and make phone calls or write letters or sign petitions. They can't do that. So we have to be their voice and do it for them and speak out for them and do what's right because it matters so much. And you want to see them have better lives and futures, step up to the plate and take that action. Don't wait for the next person to take action. You're important too. Don't
that's right.
looking the other way, being silent only makes the problems worsen. Okay, so don't
Yeah,
ever think you're not important because you are.
right. It's
We the people have power if there is enough of us. Okay, they don't like the public outcry or the
there are
have
enough of
public
us, but they
outrage.
have to see it and believe it,
Yep,
right?
that's
Yes.
right. You're so
Um,
right.
so I want to mention something just on that point. 4 years ago, I had a bill like the troopers bill that passed this past spring. 4 years ago, I had the same bill. Nobody was interested. The opposition killed it, and it had one hearing, and that was it. This year, after everyone saw Trooper, the dog, who was national news, the bull terrier dog that was left in the hurricane in water up to his chest and was going to
Yes.
drown, that everyone saw it and they personalized it, and legislators could not sponsor that bill fast enough. They all really wanted to sponsor it and it passed, thankfully. But the reason I mention is that people saw it and they saw his face and they saw a real dog who was literally left in a hurricane. So seeing is believing. I know that if people like some of the stuff that Adam documents or talks about or his firsthand experience with, if the public saw that and knew what was happening in the woods and in these different places, they would be horrified, horrified. Um, but they don't, and that's why we're telling them about it and showing them and all the things. But seeing is very powerful for decision makers or for just for the regular public.
Oh yeah, and we're not. And troopers all. I'm so glad to see that and
That's
come
good.
into legislation and pass because I felt so that dog was left out on tied to a
He's
fence
a
and a
cute dog too.
hurricane,
I got to meet him. Yeah,
adorable.
Yeah.
And what was heartwarming, the state trooper that
I
found him
know.
adopted him. Isn't that great? I mean,
Well,
it's
he
like,
saved him. Yes.
wow.
Yeah, he's a lovely man. So it's a great story, and it's a real story. More importantly, it really happened. And so, that was just an example that really taught me a lot. Seeing is believing. We don't want to create, bad situations. They're already happening. But capturing them for lawmakers, commissioners, decision makers, and just the regular public is powerful. Is super powerful. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, and I probably didn't do it right. I think I didn't, but I can't see because I'm on the phone. But if Adam or any of our other bear folks, Brian and Carla, I did want to mention a couple of bits of legislation, but I want to see if they wanted to say anything about the bear hunt, which is
Okay,
happening.
I mean, I could bring him on, because
Well,
he's in the
you,
queue. It was a good one. I was contacting all of them. Guys, Kate's coming on air.
oh, you
you
did.
know, I,
Oh man,
yeah,
that's so
Katrina
funny.
from Bear
She's a
Warriors
good lady.
United. I was putting messages and phone and
Mhm.
everything, and Adam also. But Adam, you want to come on air? You're more than welcome to
I
about the
I
bear
don't want
hunt.
to put anybody on the spot, but it's always good. Maybe
Yes.
he's off to
Okay, yes.
multitask. Good. Okay,
Okay,
good.
go ahead in the over the right hand corner, lower right hand corner. There's a mic icon or a phone icon. Just press it to alert me you want to come on air.
Am I on air
Okay,
now?
can you hear me? There you are.
Okay.
Hey, Adam. Oh, I'm so glad that you joined us. This is wonderful. I was leaving messages on your phone, text, on Facebook. I even sent emails to Bear Defenders in one
I know.
protest.
I'm 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 sorry, Dad. It's been a busy week, and I
I
just want to say
understand.
before anything, I just want to really thank Kate. We met in 2015, 16 about when this whole thing was happening with the bear hunt, and she's such an incredible. I mean, really, she does this full time, and I really have the utmost respect for Kate and what she does. So I just want to get that out there.
Thank
Kate's an
you.
amazing advocate for
Yes, he
animals, and
is.
just she never gives up. And I appreciate her overall strategy and her rational thinking. Her and I get along really well on these issues. So
Thank you. That's so nice.
Yes,
Yes.
she's
Yes, we
awesome.
do. We
And
do.
so are you. And so are
Working
you,
together
all
is
of
so
you.
important. Yeah, it's so important.
That's right.
w-
Keep each other up and inspired and keep going. Keep each other up and strong and be relentless. That's what it takes. That's
It,
the key. Yep.
Well, I've been busy this week getting ready to, and I know a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't put this out there," but I've been prepping trail cams, getting ready to go in the woods. Of course, not telling where, but I'm going full investigator mode this weekend and other days. Because I've done like the dog wars. I spent 5 years investigating deer dog hunting in multiples like Blackwater, Osceola, and Ocala. So I'm very familiar with a lot of these areas. And so, like, I'm going to try to get what I can this weekend and during the week, but it's going to be very hard. Like with this bear hunt, like, I had a reporter call me earlier about like the bear hunt. I was like, the biggest thing is in 2015 the first picture I took was a lactating female at check station 17 in Lake City, and that's why they removed the check stations. They don't want to be held accountable for any of this, and they want to like sweep it under the rug. They know best practices, and that's why it's like it's so disheartening that there'll be no accountability for this hunt whatsoever.
that's right.
And that it's really tough.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah, the
I,
check stations were valuable. That's when we could see. And now it's all hush hush under the rug. Nobody will know.
Yeah. And even 2015, if we didn't have the bear monitors at each check station,
Yep.
the FWC would not have called it off. And the worst part about the FWC is they will never admit their mistakes. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like the fact is they have a Safari Club International, one of the biggest trophy hunting groups in the world. They have awards given out the FWC, and they sit with them on the lawsuit. So it's like the conflict of interest is through the roof here.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's almost like to the point where it's like you cannot believe. Like a few years ago, bear defenders helped a group in Washington State stop a spring bear hunt, and I was shocked. Their commissioners were like 50-50 hunters, but
Mhm.
biologists and conservationists, and they would argue. I'm like, that's the way commissions should work.
That's right.
They should hold each other accountable and not this like let's pat you in the back and never question ourselves. I mean, look at the FWC commissioners.
Oh, wow.
Not one of them is qualified about wildlife. Not one of them has a background in wildlife. Why
right.
are they making decisions that will affect literally the population of a species that could be extinct in a few decades here? You
Hmm.
know,
It's
Yeah.
so unfair. I mean, it's so injustice. These poor bears. I mean, it just brings me down knowing this thing starts this weekend. I just,
Yeah.
are they? I had a Michelle was asking a question. Is there anybody that can video these hunters to show the media?
Well,
Like undercover? Because I
here's
don't
here.
trust them.
Well,
I
no,
don't trust them.
you shouldn't trust them. Yeah.
no, no, and
I
well,
don't.
here's a problem with that. I know a lot of people are like a lot of trail cams are being set up, but the problem is, like in 2015, a lot of these bears will be killed on private property, and these bears are pre-selected. Like bears will tear up someone's deer feeder, and these will be the first bears kind of like executed in this hunt. So to
Yeah.
get without the check stations, it's kind of like we're running blind here. So this will be kind of our first time doing this, where we're trying to get. I mean, you're talking a vast expansion of territory trying to get these, it's going to be, I wouldn't say impossible, but like, and to me, it's a learning experience. So what I do the next 3 weeks, I'll take it moving forward and what I learned and helping other people like, okay, where can we go? But it's definitely very hard this time. There's no, I mean, the fact is it's an
Yeah.
honor system to trophy hunt. That's just
Oh
like,
my God.
oxymoron.
It's yeah, that doesn't even yeah. Wow, that just doesn't smell right at all. Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Whoa.
honor system is hilarious. It's the most unethical practice and it's horrifying. So they're trying to keep it from us for if that's smart because we're looking and we're not okay with any of it, but certainly not lactating females or underweight, cubs being killed like that happened in 2015. It's yeah, it's just it's horrible. And there's a lot of hunters who don't support this, who might hunt other critters who would never have like a prolonged, I mean, a quick, clean kill, right? That's what hunters say. That's fair, ethical, whatever, for other critters. But many hunters don't support trophy hunting or bear hunting specifically, but and certainly not the long suffering and like the horrible practice of hounding and baiting. So they might
Yeah,
not be as outspoken as we are, but they're there.
no, and I want to like when I was listening to podcasts, Kate was talking about the hounding, and I'm like very familiar with hounding. And over these years, I've actually met the people I work with were deer hunters, and their uncles used to be hounders using dogs to hunt deer, and they say the practice got so out of control they stopped. They were like they were disgusted by it. They use marine radios. A lot of these guys don't even go into the woods. They basically sit by the side of
That's
the
right.
road. They said GPS track collars, and it's almost like they're following these deer into like kill zones. And also too, they will throw fresh packs of dogs with the bear hunt. In the next few years, you can use 6 dogs. Well, with hunting deer, it's unlimited. It's almost like I compare it to like a hockey game where you're throwing like in fresh lines. The deers don't have any replacements. It's just one poor deer, and they'll throw fresh hounds on it. Fresh hounds on it. They know the back roads. They'll follow the
Mhm.
deer down because they know their dogs are on it, and it's the most unfair practice.
It's
And I'm sorry, you,
horrible.
you can't. They can't defend it. If anyone saw this on paper, which what we're the dog war site's trying to do is really expose this practice. And the website's not graphic or anything. It's anybody can look at the site to see how the practice is. And says, I don't understand how these guys can look at themselves in the mirror and like, oh, we're
I don't
hunting.
either.
This isn't. It's
They
unbelievable. I
they
mean,
sit
Kate,
on their
Kate knows
four
it.
wheelers. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, they don't even go in there. They can't even walk the distance. It's sickening. You're right. I don't know how they look at themselves in the mirror. But other hunters, to Adam's point, they're appalled. Also, many other hunters are appalled. They're a subgroup of hunters. The dog hunters we call them.
Yeah. And the thing is, though, it's almost like a thin blue line where it's like they won't really. A lot of times, because they live with near these guys, they
That's
won't
right.
openly. They won't openly go after them because I know where I was in I spent a lot of time in Blackwater, years there. And if anyone came out against these hounder groups, they would put simplex nails in their driveways. And I have pictures of my friend with his magnets picking up nails on their driveway. The hounders would throw nails on their driveway because they were speaking out against it.
Yeah, I
And
believe
that's
that.
the kind of, I'm not saying all dog hunters do this, deer dog hunters, because we got to distinguish like people who use dogs to like, they they're shooting birds and stuff and they're retrievers, that's a whole different ballgame. We're
Whole
talking about,
different deal. Yeah,
yeah,
whole
deer,
different.
dog hunting specifically, and that's what we're only going after.
That's right.
So, but yeah, but if it's been like a ruthless practice, when these guys will come after you, and if you live there, people are scared.
They are, and they know them, and they're neighbors or friends or whatever. Their kids are in school together. They know them, and Adam's right. They're not going to be outspoken, but they're often agree with us.
I'm saying it's like a crazy story. Like David Youngblood is one of the people I work with in Blackwater, and he's not scared of his name. He's like, you mentioned my name. Well, there's roads named after his family. They've had farms in Blackwater for like decades, like going back and back. Well, his dad had passed away, and they were having a funeral on the property. Dog, deer dog hunters ran through the funeral. He was so pissed. He grabbed his shotgun, chased the dogs down, and luckily the police were there because, like, I don't know what would have happened, but they ran on his property because dogs can violate your property and you can't do anything about it. If you hurt the dog, you get in trouble, which you shouldn't do anyway. But the fact is, like, the hunters don't get penalized for that. That you can have a funeral, but dogs chasing deer run through your property. Well, that's okay. It just shows you this. It's how these guys have like gamed the system. And Lane Stevens, a lobbyist for the Southeastern Dog Hunting Association, he has so much power. Like I tried to get a meeting with some of the commissioners before the vote. They wouldn't even talk to me barely. But yet Lane Stevens can take these guys out to dinner after a meeting. It just shows you how,
Yeah.
how imbalanced this is. And Kate knows this way more than I do.
It's so unbalanced. And it didn't used to be that this way. So as we were talking earlier, they're not elected; they're appointed by the governor, and they, unlike any other state, I mean, they make the rules and the laws pertaining to wildlife. It did not used to be this way. It was a little bit like this, but we could still break through and certainly get meetings. They would never meet with someone who's rude or disrespectful. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't blame them. But for those of us who are not, who are normal and fine and not disrespectful, we could get meetings and they would listen to us. And it was a more fair environment. But that is not the case today. And that to me is so heartbreaking because then what? Like that reporter said to me yesterday, we're just going to keep doing this? Well, yeah, we are. And hopefully it will get better. Just exactly when, I don't know, but
Well,
it will.
I mean, Kate, remember 10 years ago, Brian Yablonsky, and that was such a different commission. I mean, he was a tie-breaking vote. I mean, the
Yes.
commission back then was incredible compared to this commission we have
Totally.
now.
And you said they never admit they're wrong. They did. They said, well, we made some mistakes. And at that time, that commission, admitted that some mistakes were made. That's not the case now, to your point, Adam. I mean, that was a whole different world then. And they didn't always go our way. It's not like, we always got our way, so we liked them. And now they don't go our way, so we don't like them. It didn't always go our way, but we felt heard and they respected us. And there was debate about, should we do this or that? And it
Yeah.
wasn't just like my friend said, are we invisible? Like whatever, didn't even comment on our points, just plowed straight ahead. We literally are invisible. So there will be change. I don't know when, but there must be because this isn't sustainable. So
No, I remember when in May in Ocala, when I spoke about the horrors of using bows and arrows to hunt bears, getting a double lung shot to kill a bear is
yeah.
extremely hard. Bears they're tough, their endurance,
Yep.
like their rib cage, their fur. And I made a comment about how horrible that was. And most bears run off and can die alone because no one's chasing a wounded bear in the woods. And then Sonia Rude brought my point up to Morgan Richardson, who was
Yeah.
like the head of the hunting. And Sonia Rude's like, is that true what he said? He's like, well, not my opinion. Not my opinion? You mean you're not one, you shouldn't be giving opinion on the like
Yeah.
a bear getting hit by an arrow, missing it, and getting
And
one lung.
collapsing one lung. Yeah. Then they've got
Exactly.
one lung and they suffer and suffer and then slowly suffocate over time or
Yep.
infection from the arrow. It's horrific.
Yep.
Yeah. He was inappropriate. And yeah, exactly. It's a great example. We were just invisible.
That is sad. That is so
It,
injustice. It's like, whoa, not
yeah.
being treated like that. Your voice needs to be heard. You're there for a reason. You're
And
not
we're
there just to.
knowledgeable. People like Adam. And
Exactly.
there's speaking real facts. Like they really know what they're talking about. So there has to be change. There will be. There
Oh,
must be
yeah.
because there won't be any wildlife left. And people in Florida really devalue wildlife. And I think even the other side, bear hunt aside, but the opposition on other issues sees how this is not, fair. It's tainted, and there's a handful of commissioners who aren't, are okay, but there's just the leadership is very against us and very in line with the Safari Club, as Adam said. So there will be change. There has to be, because it cannot sustain on this. And we
Right.
just have to make it happen. And it's sometimes we do lean on legislators to weigh in, even though it's completely separate, right? It's a whole separate deal, but they can weigh in and sometimes do, which is super helpful. But we're not there yet. And so you were saying, and Adam, I appreciate your kind words, and I always try to be positive. And I was thinking about this call tonight, and I was like, I'm not feeling that positive. It's been a tough year. We will always keep going, and it will turn. But I'm never going to just be, like, it's great, it's great. It's not right now, but we know it will change, and we're not going anywhere. So, you know, there's
Isn't
good
that
things
right?
in the future. It's just not today or tomorrow.
No,
That's right.
doing this work along, like, I kind of have, like, it reminded me of, like, almost Ringling Brothers back in the day, decades ago, beating them when the Ringling was a huge spinning machine. No, they're treated fine, they're right, but once they hit that peak where the public really knew, it's like you can't whitewash this anymore. Like, the animals are suffering. Well, this whole bear thing's the same thing. There'll be a breaking point at some point where you can't ignore it anymore. You can't ignore what's
Right.
happening.
That's right.
And that's where I remember spending you know probably 8 years doing ringling investigations and staging demonstrations where I'd go back after demonstrations and be like, what's this for? But you know what? It's the long road, and I think we have to
Mhm.
support each other. And we're not going to win every time by far, especially what we do. But I think just keeping that, like, intent versus outcome. Like, we're trying to save them, we're not killing them. So we still have to, like, focus on our mission and, like, say, supporting each other and also taking breaks too. Like, you can't sustain this high level too much, or you get burnout. You know, so
True.
I, yeah.
It's very, very true. Adam speaks the truth. Um,
You take breaks and then come back all refreshed and strong again. That's what I do because I know we all need breaks sometime, and then come back stronger and more refreshed and recruit more people coming in. Because the more of us coming together, the stronger we become. And our voices get louder. The louder you bark, the more you're heard. So we got to stand up for these animals because if we don't, it only gets worse. And that's the sad part. You
If
know,
we don't, who will? You know.
that's right.
right. If we don't, who will? Seriously, there's like
Yep.
a good group, a solid group. And if we weren't here, I mean, yeah, who will? Why? And you can't unknow it. Once you know this and you feel it in your heart or in your brain or wherever you feel it in your toe, I don't care where you feel it. Just be active and speak up for them. They need it. They deserve it. And there are some people, and I feel sad for these people because that's messed up, but who don't have that empathy, who don't get it. And that's where we come in. We have to be their voice because not everyone has that same connection and understands it. So we're obligated, which we will never stop. But we need more people on our team that we and I did learn something the other day. I was speaking to a group of law students and I mentioned this, but it's so important. I don't know when this was, sometime last year. I was explaining this, and sometimes I assume people know things. I try not to, not about the
Mhm.
legislative process because I know that's tricky, and if people aren't in the middle of it, good for them because it's sometimes ugly. Um, but that some people really don't know, and that like hit me in the head. And someone said, "Okay, now I understand it. I didn't understand this. Why this was cruel, or that this animal feels whatever the issue was." And it hit me in the head like, oh, wow, this person really didn't understand. So sometimes patience and explaining when I assume they know, either they do or they don't, but sometimes they're in the middle. And explaining it is helpful.
No, that's it's funny. I've had situations like that myself where because I'm working this high level of, like, understanding this for a decade, being at the meetings, speaking at the meetings. But when I talk to somebody, I have to. It's not dumbing it down. It's like they don't know, like,
Mhm.
what's really going on. So you have to have, like, a quick version of it to, like, get their foot in the door to understand how this happens, because it's very easy to assume, oh, they don't know anything. It's like, or but you got to teach them, okay, here's what's really happening. And you break
Hmm.
it down for them where it's digestible. Because, I mean, if I was someone coming into this new, I remember before 2015, I never did anything for bears. But I got into it and I had to learn. It took me a long time to learn this. And I think, Kay makes a great point. You can't assume a person doing this knows everything, and patience is required to like bring people in, and having patience towards it makes you a better advocate for animals
Yes.
too,
Yes.
because you see their side as well and what they're thinking.
Hmm. Yes. Absolutely.
Agreed. Totally. Yep. Understanding them and saying, okay, this is not the way I feel. You got to step up to the plate and say, hey, this is. And Darla in the chat room, hey, Darla, thank you for all your support. Education is the key right there,
Yeah.
and awareness and knowing the truth and reality of it all. If there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to worry about. So there's a
Right.
lot of stuff being, there's corruption.
There's a
There's,
lot to hide. There really
oh
is.
yeah, and then that's the terrible thing. We don't want no corruption. There's no need for greed. That's a big issue too. There's this infested greed disease that's
Yeah.
sweeping across the world. Okay, and it's profit before people and profit before animals. Price gouging galore.
Puppy
And then that.
mills, the dirtiest.
Well,
Whoa, and it's a sickness. It's moving faster than COVID, okay?
well, well, Deb,
Because it
Deb,
is.
one,
I mean,
well, one,
whoa.
one thing I say
Yep,
to people too, and I had to go through this phase myself. I got so bitter about this for so long, and it really kind of like not changed my personality, but I was walking around angry all the time. And I kind of let that go because I'm not going to let these people like ruin my own life. Like,
that's
we
right.
all feel this anger. And at a certain point, like it doesn't serve you anymore. You can still, and I'm a better advocate now. I've let it go. Like I can't change everything. I can only control what's in my,
That's right.
kind of around me. And I think once, does it once, because I think some people think if they're angry and active, they're doing something, but they're better off taking time to themselves and regrouping and
Yeah.
finding some outlet, whether gardening or yoga or something, and then coming back to fight. Like, but that's the problem is, Kate and we go through this a lot where it's like, if we're not fighting, we almost don't feel useful or we're not doing something. I know I go through that all the time.
Yeah,
Where if I'm
sure.
not fighting for something, I feel like, what am I doing? Well, it's hard to let go of that mentality, but it takes, I think everyone needs to learn a little bit like, okay, take a breath, step away for a little bit and come back and fight harder.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, agreed, totally. Take
Agree.
your
Agree.
take your anger into action, and then take your me time. Get away from it
Yeah.
all. Give it away from all, because everybody needs that break. And then come back refreshed and say, I'm not gonna get mad. I'm gonna just take action. That helps me out a lot. Especially when I go and on your website, the Humane World for Animals, that take action.
Hmm.
I want to keep sharing that because there's some great petitions on there, everyone to sign and share. I do the same thing. I'll go and sign all of them. Oh yeah, take the
Well,
time because it does. I'm fast, so I know how to go. I mean, I'm so fast it makes my head spin.
I mean, Kate made a really good point earlier when she's talking about like, if you look at 2015, 16, and just look at the political climate and just the way people are living now, and 10 years later, people they're worried about like paying their
Yeah.
bills. They're worrying about putting food on the table, and it can be hard to get them to do it like care about an issue like this. So
Hmm.
that's another challenge we all face of like getting people in 2015, like it was crazy amount of activity. We still have a great group of people. Actually, we're all coming together now, which is awesome. But
Yeah.
got to realize like people are like someone's just trying to put food on their table, pay their mortgage off, or do this, and you're trying to get them to care about a bear. So it can be
Right.
very challenging now to get people to get involved in a campaign like
Right.
this.
Right. And if we could clone ourselves and had an army of advocates, I'd like to have a huge statewide program in the schools. I mean, that's going to be a new focus at some point because we lost that. When 20 years ago, there was a whole lot of emphasis on that. And I think we're all trying to, bail out the boat sinking and help the animals that are in harm's way. That wasn't the top priority, just in general for advocates. But we have now they've grown up and there's a lot of people who don't care and we're trying to help them care and guide them and give them good insight and all the things that we've talked about, but getting them to care, on top of the challenges of life, as Adam mentioned, I think has to start younger. So
Yeah.
in our
100%.
next project. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, that's what it takes. And teach the kids young, about treating animals with dignity and respect,
But they
and
always
they'll
love
and they'll
animals.
and they'll all go through their adulthood in the same. Look at us. I
That's right.
mean,
That's
what
right.
we're doing. I mean, we're going step up the plate. Being advocates and on the
So,
podcast and whatever. Because this is not the only thing I do. I'm out there
oh, I
advocating on
know.
all social media. Okay, so that's what I
On
want
the
to keep,
lobby day.
11 and a half years already on this podcast. And that's something,
It's
508
amazing.
shows and counting.
That's
We all
amazing.
play a role and leverage each other's. It's like the best thing we're doing now is leverage. Especially, I've been working with like the law. I've been like part of the lawsuit as far as behind the scenes, everything else helping with the Bear Warriors United, everything else. So it's like leveraging, we're great at the protesting. I'm good at field work, but then legal stuff I'm not good at. So like it's like pieces of puzzle that come together, and that's what we
Okay.
do best now. Because and Kate knows this. I mean, as much as I do, is like the animal rights movement can be very fractured and egotistical. And
Yep.
we have to put every difference aside and do it for the animals, because if we're fighting each other, they're losing.
That's right.
That's right.
And that
Yep.
happens a lot, unfortunately.
Yeah,
But
it
in
does.
Florida, I think we're better about it, or we just suck
We
it up.
we
But
are we are.
we are. Yeah, we are. Okay, good. I thought so. We'll just brag on ourselves for a few minutes there.
We'll be
Our
the SWC bragging on ourselves for a second.
Yeah, yeah. No, but one thing I wanted to mention about the kid piece, and that you guys said, um, we have a bill this session that has enhanced penalty for someone committing animal cruelty in front of a child, because it's horrible for that child. But in speaking with lawmakers about this issue, talking about children, and they grow up, obviously, they almost all have a recollection of something that happened that was upsetting or sad. I have one. I was like 5. I'm not going to tell you about it, but it was. I'll never forget as long as I live. And two lawmakers, there were a few others that told me a story of someone when they were a child, somebody was mean to this animal, and it was like harmful to them. They never forget it. And that's powerful, because back to the point about reaching kids when they're young, because kids always, they love animals. That's how they start out, until like someone, spoils them, if you will, or on this issue. But they do typically, are drawn to animals, different ones, but they are. So I think that there's something there, but this bill hopefully will pass. But it's been fascinating to hear from others about their experience, something that happened in their childhood that they remember like it was yesterday, as I do. So there's something there.
Oh, yeah. Something's
And
there.
Lobby
That's what.
Day, January 20th, Lobby Day in Tallahassee. Just saying.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. January 20th, everybody, Lobby Day, Humane Day, right?
Yep.
And
Yes, yes,
be
yes,
there and, check it out because it's so important. And
yes.
your humane scorecards out for 20, what was it,
For
2020?
federal stuff. Yep,
Yes.
yep.
And to check that out because it shows all the,
It's
the
good.
representatives that are, for animals and ones that's not. I check it out, and they contact them. You
It's
don't have to
great.
contact your legislator. You can go clear across the state if you want to, because I've done that. So
Good.
yeah.
All right then. That's funny.
Yeah, and they know I was on the other side of the coast. It helped me out, so you don't
Hey,
always have
hey,
to
Deb.
go.
Hey, Deb and
Yeah.
Kate, I gotta go. Like I have like 5 dogs I gotta take out. They're at the back door. Like natives are restless. I gotta like do the dog duty right now.
Well, thank you, Adam, for joining us.
Adam, I
Sorry to
can't
put you on the
thank
spot.
I can't thank you enough for coming. Join in with us. We are
Oh
rocking
yeah.
the airways. Okay, I can put your seatbelts on because these are rocking. This grand finale show is something else.
No, Kate's amazing. I'm honored to be on here talking with her. Like she's an amazing
Oh,
advocate.
thank
Oh
you,
yeah,
Adam. That's very nice.
and you are too.
Yeah,
Okay,
no
I
kidding.
appreciate that.
and beardefenders.org. Check that out, everyone.
There you
Also
go.
on Facebook. And he's a former guest, and he's coming back on in next year, or it's not next year. It's close.
Whenever you want me to come on, I'll come on, Deb.
Awesome, thank you. And
Okay.
another great show.
We'll see Adam.
I had all great guests, and that's something. All great guests. I'm so happy for having all these shows because they're so informative and educational awareness.
I
So
hope that was
proud to
all
have
right.
them.
I didn't mean to step out of turn, but I was like, let's bring them on because why not?
It's all right.
I'm glad. I
Hey,
was
you're
like, I was waiting for it.
yeah. Hey, yeah, you brought it up. I said I'm not going. Go ahead.
You're like, okay.
I didn't bring it up. I said you bring it up. You bring it up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because that I said we're going. I even put in the email when I said the Bear Defenders will be rocking the airways for the Black Bears, and we
Good.
did. We are. We're doing it.
We are.
So
That's
we're
right.
we're relentless. We're optimistic. That's a great thing. Great teamwork. Great team players.
You're
Between
That's
right.
right.
yeah.
Well, have a good night, guys. I'm going to sign off and
Okay.
take care of my
Thanks,
doggy.
Adam.
Okay,
Hey,
Thanks,
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 Kate.
Adam.
Adam. Okay, and
Yeah.
we'll be in contact with you. Okay,
Of
and
course.
Yeah.
yes, thank you so much. And a
Okay,
big shout out to all your supporters out there, beardefenders.org, okay, and
Yeah.
on Facebook. Check them out, okay, and
And you can learn
Bear
a lot of
Warriors
stuff.
United. Yes,
Yeah.
they're into a lot of stuff. And Katrina, big shout out to her. She's on a couple of
She's
weeks
a
ago.
mover and a shaker.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
guys, I'm going to sign off. Thanks, Deb.
Okay.
Thanks, Kate. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you and have a
Yeah.
All right.
wonderful and peaceful evening. Thanks for all you do. Keep it up. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, have a good night.
Yeah, you too. And
Okay.
does anybody else want to have any comments or questions for Kate? Go push the right in the lower right hand corner of your iPhone, or I'm sorry, your phone, your laptop, or your iPad, tablet. It's either phone icon or a mic icon, and then it alerts me that you want to come on air. And I know, Aloha, you wanted to come on
Hello?
air. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. How are you?
Hold on.
Oh,
Let
you're
me.
picking up sounds again.
Ugh.
Oh
Horrible living in
no,
the mountain. Hold on.
it's a squeaking sound.
See if that works. Oh no, it doesn't work. Hold on.
Hey, Barbs, did you want to speak too? Go ahead and press that mic icon or phone icon. I'll
Hello.
bring you in. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
hold on.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause it was a
Hello.
squeaking sound or something. Okay, here we go. Hold on one
Squeaking
second.
sounds.
Uh, yeah, you're coming in with sounds.
Oh gosh.
Something's
It's
picking
an
up.
echo. Yeah.
And Michelle, if you want to speak on here, go
No,
ahead.
if you go ahead,
Barb's,
go ahead, speak, Michelle.
yeah, you're echo now. I'm going to mute you until I figure it out. Okay, hold on a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, 'cause there we go. See, it's her audio or something. But Barb's want to come on air. Can you press that phone icon or mic icon? I'll bring you on air. This is Debs. She calls me Debs. I love that. Or Michelle, my another animal warrior sister. Go ahead if anybody wants to. Or Mama Cat. Mama Cat's in there. Darla. Look at this super team players. Uh, hey, I'll tell you what, the animal warriors and you know. So okay, you can't connect,
We're
Barb.
gonna all come on
Try.
at one time and blow your ears out.
Who is this? It's Mama Cat. What do you know, Mama Cat? Meow.
I'm paying
Kate.
attention.
Kate, she's a former guest many times. Oh, you probably remember
Yeah.
talking to her.
Oh, I
Is she?
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, she's out there. She works hard too. Multitask. She
Sure.
takes care of 90 colony cats out there in Colorado, and there's snow right now
Oh, it's
and
so cold.
freezing. She keeps them warm. Isn't that wonderful? Yes.
It
Thanks, Mama
sure
Cat.
is.
You got
Yeah.
a heart of gold. Is George listening? Give him a shout out. Your husband, your
He's
hubby.
not. He's not feeling good. He's laying down right now.
Okay. Well, you tell him hello, and I'll send him Mama Bear hug. And hope he gets better. Okay.
I'll
And tell
tell him.
him, tell him thanks for all the support and
He's
everything.
having a hard time this time. So
Yep. So Oh
You've got a lot
no.
of fans and a lot of supporters, so it's really great to see everybody. I was just looking at all the comments in the chat. I know Brian and Carlo were on here, but don't think they're still on. Um, they're amazing Florida advocates that you probably know already.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we've got so many people that stand up for the animals, and everybody's trying to pick a lane, but there's so many lanes to pick from that we just kind of overlap all over the place.
That's right.
But
And
we
great
have to,
team players. That's what it
yeah,
takes. You
that's
Agreed.
the
know.
thing. We have to. There's so many animals in need, and I found this over like the last 3 years, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 years. I've been having a hard time getting the schools to let me come in and talk to the kids.
Really?
Hmm.
Well,
No,
you're not in Florida, though. Is that
no,
right?
I'm in Colorado.
Yeah, yeah. Florida, it's a weird little tiny piece, but it's not enforced and people don't even know it. But in statute, it does require humane education. Again, no one knows it, which is not helpful. We're working on it, but it is technically part of the deal. So there could be an argument there, but I've not experienced that or heard about it. That's unfortunate that they would not allow you to come in. It's such a positive
It's
gift
just
to the
so
children.
much, so much chaos and um,
Hmm.
uh, arguing between sides, sort of.
Yeah, but animals don't have a side. You know that. So
I do and you
Yes.
do, but the schools don't.
that's right.
And it's just been difficult. But like you say, I don't go away. I'm not invisible. And it's really hard to tell me to shut up because that's not going to work.
No, not you.
The last time I went to one of the schools and I told them, I could very easily go home and make up a giant sign and just walk back and forth in front of your school with my sign. Oh, we don't need to do that. I was like, okay. Kind of thought that's what you'd say, but I wasn't sure. And that was just about spay and neuter. That's all I wanted to come in and give a little bit of a speech, about spay and neuter and the importance of
Debbie, I
taking
got to
care of
get
your
off. I
animals.
have to
And
take this call. Good
Hmm.
show, very informative as always. Maybe next time my phone will work right.
oh, I hear
Always
you.
have a problem.
Oh.
Who's that talking, Barb?
Oh
Barb's.
my God, how did
Hey,
you
there's
hear me?
Barb's.
What are
How
you
are you,
Hey,
doing?
Barb's?
Barb's.
I was
There you
just
got
saying,
on.
I
How
was
did you
just
do
saying
it?
I'm hanging up because I got a phone call. I don't know. I'm
Hi,
typing to
Barbara.
you guys. Hi, Mama Kai. I just said, that's right. We don't shut up. We will
No,
not
we
shut up.
don't.
And I will not shut up. Sorry. Oh, I
That,
can't
that
believe this.
you're on. All right.
What did
I
I
can't
just
believe.
say?
I love this, Barb's. This is great.
Oh, Lord.
See,
Yes.
I
when
know,
we
but
come,
I was typing saying I have to go and then I'm talking. Oh my God.
do
What did I say? I'll get that call later.
that again next time.
I don't know what I did. Oh, Lord. It's good. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Mama Cat. I'm like you. It's like, it gets me so angry. Angry. It gets me because over here in Connecticut, they're shooting the bears too. If they're on your
Yeah.
property, how do you, and animals, all the stray cats that are over here, it's
They
heartbreaking.
have the bear hunt here too, but you're not allowed to use dogs for the bear hunts here.
Oh, I would hate to see
I've
that.
never heard
I
of
Oh.
would
that
hate
before.
to
I've
see
never
Oh
even
that.
my.
heard of that.
I can't stand what they do to them. They're so innocent. I just
Yeah.
can't. I
Isn't that
can't.
Well,
terrible? Like, leave them
It is.
alone.
if
Yeah,
it's just
well,
the hunter, at least it's almost a fair game. But
right.
when you put dogs in the
That's
mix,
so sad.
That is
they
it's disgusting.
and what they do is they chase them up the trees,
Oh God.
and then they're sitting target because now they're up in the tree. They're no
Oh,
hazard to anybody, and they just take them out.
oh my God. There was some beer down here, over here in the street, not the street, by someone's house. And the lady's complaining. And I went on Facebook. I said, well, if they would stop building goddamn complexes that we don't need, they wouldn't be in your backyard.
Right?
You know, come on, they're building and they're pushing them all away. You got to see all this. They're in your house. They're right there in your door, and the cars are going by. I mean, come on. It's all greed. It's just all greed.
Yeah.
It's
My,
cruel and barbaric. You know,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's a time warp.
It
vicious.
is.
It's unfair. It's injustice. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
don't stand a fighting chance without
Nope.
us.
Nope. Nope.
They
And
don't
nope.
stand a chance. We are their voices, and we will be heard.
Yeah,
It's so
especially if they're
true.
going after them. Um, I mean,
yeah.
yeah, it's it's strange that we're going in the wrong direction.
I
Like the trapping
know.
issue I mentioned as well, we're going back in time, which we should
It's
not
so
be.
Yeah.
sad.
I haven't heard about that one yet.
The trapping, it's
Yeah.
kind of
I don't like that.
yeah.
Oh,
I've been on the trapping tag, and they,
Oh,
the tag groups are technical, assistance groups for stakeholders, whatever. But it's a time warp, so we're going back to pre 1972.
oh Lord.
Crazy.
So
Hey,
sad.
Harlan wants to try and come on one more time, Deb.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Can
Hi,
you,
Deb.
now? Yeah, the sound's gone. Go ahead.
Oh,
You
okay.
could. You can
Am
let
I
a chicken
cutting
stay on
anybody
there.
off? Did
Don't
No,
everyone
take
have a
me
chance to
off.
speak?
How do I get off? Oh God, help
Oh,
me.
Barb, just
Okay,
stay
hold up.
yeah.
there.
Hey, Barb, you could just stay on there. It's no problem. You
Hi,
know.
I,
Barbara.
hi. Thank you for
Hi.
everything you do. Makes me
Hi.
cry. I can't. It's so
Yeah.
sad. All right, I'm not talking.
It's
Who else wants to talk? Go ahead.
Uh,
The
yes. Well, it's the last show of the year.
last show of the year, everyone. This is the grand
Yeah.
finale of 2025. So
yeah,
Oh Lord.
we're going to go
I look
and
forward to the one in January. It sounds like a
Same
good
here.
one.
oh
Yeah. So
yeah,
thank you, Debbie, so much for having me. You're just so wonderful.
Yes.
oh
Yes.
thank
I
you
Yes.
for
really
your
appreciate
beautiful
it.
confidence. It means a lot. Keeps me inspired and keeps me going. Keeps me strong.
Well,
Because
good.
I do my best. So I can't do it alone. Glad I got the
Mm-hmm.
super team players that's on board. And the ones that help me share the show. Because I'm a one woman operation on this
I
thing.
know.
I produce
Well,
it, I schedule it, I host
Yeah.
it.
mhm. Right.
I publish it, I edit
I'm not
it.
able to multitask like you, Mama Bear.
Yeah.
Debbie's got 10 arms like an octopus.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
let
you
my
do.
fingers do the running, not walking, running. You know.
Oh,
And guess what, Mama Cat?
What?
Yeah, I know you're snowing out there. Keep bundle up, snow
oh
woman.
Lord.
But I'm sitting on the patio again.
Stop it, Debs. It was snowing here yesterday. I can't stand it.
Kate, are you on the patio too? She's support.
I'm out in the backyard with my dogs. Yeah.
Oh geez.
I'm indoors and you're
I had
out and
I had to go
Mm.
dig the cat houses out of the snowdrift today.
oh
Oh
gosh.
Lord. I don't look forward
Mm.
to that here either. I really don't. I just
Yeah.
don't.
The
Mm.
snow, the blowing is what gets them because,
Yes.
those cat houses, I try and hide them like in a corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wind comes whipping around there and just fills the whole area in,
Oh, so sad.
Is it true, Mama Cat, that the cats sleep under cars
Oh,
or
yeah.
within the car engines? Yeah, because I haven't owned a cat before.
Oh, my gosh. Matter of fact, just 3 days ago, it was on our animal, the animal cops have their
Mm.
own channel and they put on there this beautiful white kitty and
Mm.
he's a feral, and he climbed up in this lady's car and she
Oh
recently
Jesus.
got an automatic car starter where you can start it from
Oh.
inside the house.
Oh.
And so she was always in the habit of banging on the hood of her car, but now she's got this automatic starter. She don't go to her car, and he was in her under
Oh.
her freaking hood. And he lived, but
Mm.
he's pretty
Cut up.
chopped
Yeah.
up,
Mm.
pretty bad. It got him mostly in the face, and
Oh.
It
Poor
sounds like she has a
baby.
Tesla.
I don't know what kind of car it was, but
Oh.
she just got the automatic starter thing installed on
Mm-hmm.
it. And
Mm.
but now she's got, with those fob starters, you got that panic alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got those automatic starters, just hit your panic alarm for a few seconds first before you start it.
Mm,
Just a thought to throw out there.
right.
And, blow the horn a couple times to get, if there's anybody in there, get them out before you just automatically
They
start your
really
car from
die.
inside the house.
It's
That's
like an alarm
expensive.
clock for the cats.
Oh,
Well,
shoot.
yeah,
So
you blow the
sad.
horn, the cat's going to leave. So,
Yeah.
you
Mm.
know, but he was in rough shape. They took up donations
Oh,
to get him treated, and within 2 hours, they had everything they needed. So
oh, good.
Mm.
he'll be taken care of. But, it's just the point that I'm going to try and make posts about that
Right,
throughout the
right.
winter time so that people are aware. Look, those automatic car starters are cool, but blow your horn before you start it so you don't chop
Mm-hmm.
somebody's cat up that got
Oh.
locked out or.
Ouch. Mm.
Yeah, but the car is just as cold, though. Is it just that there's no wind? They don't, you know what I mean? Like,
It
can't they get?
depends. Sometimes, when you come home and you park your car,
Oh, it's
it
warm.
stays
Yeah.
warm for quite a while
Yeah,
under
I didn't
there.
think of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sad. I can't. I
But
have
thanks for
So,
two.
keeping them warm. I
I
mean,
know. It's so
you
Thank,
got a
thank
big
you.
sad.
heart. That
Yes.
they see you coming, Mama Cat, and they give you a standing ovation.
Right? Yeah.
Bring that food and water, keep them warm.
Yeah.
oh, they are so happy when I pull up with the
Oh,
warm cat food in the winter.
right.
Before I leave, I take all the cans of food and I put them on my dash. And
Mm-hmm.
then I take my winter scarf and I push it up against them to
Mm-hmm.
keep them up in the
Oh,
dash well, because the way I drive, they go flying out the window
right.
otherwise. But that's another story. Uh, so they're nice. And then I turn the defroster on. And so by the time I get to all the different colonies,
Mm-hmm.
that food is nice and warm. I open it up
Right.
and it's steaming. And they just
Yeah.
love that.
I know. I heat up mine too. I got two strays that I take care of, and I put hand warmers under the straw. Like right now here, it's freezing. The wind is blowing. But
Yeah, here
they
too.
got the straw,
Um,
you know, and I put the size of your hand, the hand warmer. They last 18 hours. And
Yep.
I put it
hey
underneath.
Debbie, I'm gonna drop off, but I am so psyched to share this link with other people, and
Oh,
you were wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you
hello,
for having
Kate.
me.
Hey, hey, you are too, Kate. You're great, Kate.
Yeah.
Now I'm
You're
gonna
great,
have everybody
Kate. You're the
calling
only
you
one who
that.
calls me that, and I love it. You're such a doll.
I know.
Hey,
I
looking
gotta
for. Hey,
wrangle my.
yeah, I'm looking forward to having you back in 2026. I'll be in
I
contact with
love
you.
it. You're
Yep,
Thanks for
and
awesome.
I
the
love it.
Thank
246,
you.
Kate.
Oh,
And
thank you guys. I've got to wrangle my dogs and do a couple things, but I'll still listen, and I'll look forward to listening to the recording. So thank
Give
you.
us
yes,
Good.
update what Ron DeSantis thinks of the Bears.
I'm
yeah, we're
Yeah,
sorry.
keep
going.
us
Give
posted.
us an update
Oh
what
yes,
Ron
yes, yes.
DeSantis thinks of the Bears.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I will after once we know more.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you,
Well, thank you.
but you have a Merry Christmas and
You too. You too.
safe and even a happy, better New Year, a phenomenal and
Right.
inspiring New Year, and keep thinking positive.
Yes.
That's the key. And can't thank you enough. It's such an honor to have you back
Oh,
on. You
thank
know,
you. You're very
we
kind.
go back years. So we're
A
going to
lot of
keep going up
years.
your
I
futures.
love it. I
I
love it.
love
You're
it
a very
too.
special person. So thank you, and
And you're
I'll
a
talk
special
soon.
person too.
Thank you. Have a good Christmas
You
Bye
and
too.
your
Now,
bye.
thank
children.
Merry
you.
Bye.
Christmas.
Merry
All
Christmas.
right. Bye bye.
Good
Thank
Okay,
night,
you.
everyone.
does anybody else want to come on air? Darla, where you at? You want to speak on air? Or Michelle, where you at? You're more than welcome to come on and speak the last show of the year, the grand finale of Voices Carry for Animals podcast. I
Oh,
love
should
it.
we all sing some carols?
Yeah.
I'll just
we
listen.
we wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
I know
We
what you
wish
want to
you
sing.
a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Yay.
Hey, I'm gonna say Frosty the Snowman.
Oh, God.
I want to
Oh,
hear
the
how,
it.
lioness is here.
about Mama Cat the Snow Woman?
Oh, God. I'm a
Isn't that a
snow
good
cat.
one?
Thank you very much.
Everybody say hi to Moose, aka my mom. Hey, Moose, beautiful woman inside and out. Love you and looking forward to a great Christmas again. So hope we have many, many years left to enjoy them. Because you never know. That you
Yes,
gotta live life to the fullest. Because you
I
never know
agree.
when your last Christmas or Thanksgiving is or New Year's. You have no clue. We don't know what our futures bring. So enjoy to the fullest, because that
Yeah.
makes sense. Keep pressing that like, and the large lioness, welcome to the chat room. And Echoes entered this live status studio. If you want to speak on air, welcome aboard. We are voices that carry for the animals, for the ones in need and distress, trying to get them better lives and futures. And we can't do it alone. What's going on out there is not minor problems, it's massive from every angle out there. And that's the sad part, because the animals, they're just like children and elderly,
Yeah.
helpless and
Yep.
voiceless, defenseless, innocent.
Hey,
So we have to, so,
hey,
yep.
Debbie, I got a question for you.
What's
Can
that?
you can you think of one single species of animals that is not being harassed, slaughtered,
Hmm.
something by humans?
No,
Me
all
either. Isn't that
angles.
sad?
Isn't that sad? I mean, it is, because
Yeah.
doing all these shows, standing up for all of them and speaking out and things that I didn't even know what was going on, and learning. There's none out there that are free from, the neglect or abuse or extreme
Mhm.
cruelty. That's the sad part, and it's
Yeah.
hitting every angle out there. You're talking, domestic, farm, wild.
Yeah.
You're looking at
Marine.
the dolphins and the
Yeah.
whales and
Mhm.
even it's sickening. It's like I
Large and
didn't
small.
know how cruel so many cruel people and heartless people are in this world.
Yep.
You know, it's human beings are the roots to all problems, not the animals. They are innocent. So I look at it and I say, there's animals on these shows I haven't even covered yet. Can you
Yeah.
believe that? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
the 508 shows this evening. I haven't covered wolves yet. I want to do a show for them. I
Oh
mean, there's
yeah.
just a list of them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All
but I can't.
everything. I mean,
I
I can't think of
can't.
a single animal
Mhm.
that
No,
isn't, something.
that's right. Isn't that sad?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, what kind of world have we become? That's the sad
Crazy.
part.
But humans
Where's
aren't
the
treating humans are not treating humans with
You got
kindness and
that right.
dignity,
So,
no,
and
no.
I mean, we have to fix that too first, I think.
mm,
Before we can do what we want or need for the animals, because we need more people to fight. And,
Yes,
we don't need them fighting amongst each other.
that's right.
We need
No,
them fighting for the cause.
that's right.
Agree.
When you go out on any kind of let's say football, basketball, baseball, whatever the team, you're out there to win the game. You're not in there who's your best friend and this and that and go on ego trips. They're out there to win the game. Okay, we're in a different area here. We're out to win the laws for the animals. Better lives
right.
and futures as a team. If
Right?
there's any differences, put them aside and fight for them, because if you don't, it's just going to it's going to be, you're the part of the problem.
Well, and the
If you,
thing is if you can find common ground, like, let's say I love elephants, and,
Right.
I'm on the side where, I don't stand up for anything, and I just listen to other shows of yours about other animals, and then give your ideas. You don't have to be involved, but this is a accumulation of ideas. If you've got a
yep,
better idea on how to do something for all, please step up and say something, even if it goes
Mm,
against what everybody else is saying. Ideas only bloom once they're spoken.
mhm.
that's right. The solutions, not the ongoing problems.
Yeah.
Speak out and say what you need to say, because if we don't, and if we're silent, that only brings more problems. We, and not looking the other way or not taking that action. That's take your anger into action. just like when we was talking about Troopers Law earlier here in
Yep.
Florida. That happened what last year in 2024. Okay, look how fast that law got in effect in
Right.
one
Right.
year. I mean, less than a year later. So that was a lot of public
Mm-hmm.
outcry, outrage, and everything. Got
Very
nationwide
understandable. Yeah.
attention. So, and Dexter's Law is another one here in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's another one that happened like uh, it just went in effect this year, but it was just all this attention it was getting, on the news media and
Right.
everything. And another thing is adopt, don't shop. Everyone, visit your
Right.
local animal shelter
Mm-hmm.
because we got a
Adopt,
massive
don't shop.
crisis going in. You're right. Adopt, don't shop because there's a massive problem in the United States right now with
Yeah.
their overcapacity and no, all ages are getting put down, euthanized. Okay, and
Yeah.
it's not fair to them. So please adopt, don't shop. Don't just get the
Agree.
pet for Christmas or whatever and then turn it back in.
Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Don't
spread
buy
the
pets
word.
for other people.
Right.
Yep,
They're not
yep.
Christmas presents.
Right.
That's right. That's right. But
Okay.
yeah, that's right, Darla. Fostering saves lives because it does help save lives. Let them give them that
Mm-hmm.
second chance. And foster, adopt. Encourage other ones that's looking for pets. Furry loved ones come in their home. Tell them to visit their local animal shelter. Volunteer. Just spread the word because this is very sad news.
Yeah,
What's
it
going on?
is.
'Cause
Sad.
up to a million a year. Now, times that uh,
Goodness.
5, 10 years. That's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of healthy
Poor little
adoptable
babies.
animals.
I
Yeah.
Who's
think the
at
number is
fault?
much higher than that myself.
Oh yeah, I do too. It's just not.
Since
They're just
lockdown,
giving a figure.
perhaps it
Yep,
increased.
yep. So
Can you
that's
imagine
sad.
having that job? How could you do that? Bringing them to the chambers. I mean,
I couldn't
how
do it,
could
Barb.
anybody sleep at
Yep.
night doing something like that? I don't
Yeah.
understand. I get very. I could never. And I pick no, no,
No.
I know.
no.
And how they handle, put them back
Oh
in
yes,
because of
yes,
the inflation. There's another issue right
yes.
now. This
Yep.
high
Mm-hmm.
inflation nation, all this
Oh
greed
yeah.
going on. These ones at the top that's making millions and millions of dollars. They got
Yep.
to think of the ones how they got there. Their
Mm-hmm.
customers, their employees, their
Mm-hmm.
audiences or patients or whatever. It's not all about me, narcissistic,
Right.
okay? And that's
Hmm.
what's going on because it's like profit before people, profit before animals,
I
and it's
know.
written all over the wall. Price gouging, good lord, okay? And
Yeah.
it's sickening, and it's allowed. There's no oversight. There's no limits. Put a price tag on it, and it flies. And who pays the
Mm-hmm.
price? The animals, because now
Yep.
they
Agreed.
can't afford the animals, and then
Right.
because of all their high rent and high mortgages and their high repairs, property taxes, homeowner hit from every angle, and it's sickening. We're all on this earth
Mm-hmm.
temporarily. You cannot take the money with you. You
Nope.
know, you can't.
So
I'm not going to go up to say, "Hey, you're
no.
knocking at the tube." So, hey, got you some more money? No, that ain't happening. Or the base or whatever, and it's called the end. So
Agreed.
all this greed that's going on, it's sickening. And that's another reason why they're giving all their pets. Their pets are getting, surrendered to these shelters left and right because of this inflation.
You know
I
what we
brought
have
that
going
up to
on?
the vet the other day. I told him about it, and I go, I said I have to bring this up because if you know anybody that you see a lot of people during the day, to tell them adopt, don't shop,
Right.
because I told him the reason why. I said, look at the vet bills, the surgery bills, the food on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're getting hit from every angle that there is. I don't know of anything that has stayed the same or went
Nope.
down. Do you? Maybe
Nope.
gas is going
Nope.
down somewhat,
Nope.
but nothing is going the same. It's going up.
One
Increase,
ninety.
increase, increase.
Yeah.
We're
I
down to
know.
197 a gallon here.
Wow.
Wow, that's great. Big
Yeah.
time. Okay, ladies, I'm going to close it down. to get it
I have just a
edited.
question, my friend. Hey,
Go.
anybody else have a problem with people moving out and leaving their pets? There's an
Oh God,
epidemic
yes.
here. There's an epidemic here in Connecticut. That's
Yeah.
all I see on
Oh,
my on my Facebook. They leave
And that's
7 cats last
sickening.
week. 7 cats starving, and they left them, and they leave them.
Whoa,
I said, "What's
7?
going on?" Yeah, so they're trying to get little fosters, and I just texted them. I said, because I talk to them and I know them. I said, I did foster for dogs and cats, and I have a lot of stuff going on right now. I said, I swear, as soon as it's over, I'm gonna, because I have a basement downstairs with TV, couch. I could put a cage down there and stay with them. I have to because they're leaving them in the apartments to starve. I, I don't,
Isn't
I
that
don't know.
sad? 7 of them? That
Yeah,
is,
7 last week. Yep,
whoa.
yep.
How
Poor
could they be
animals.
so cruel?
I said,
It's
"How do
like,
you walk away from your pet? I could never,
I couldn't do it.
no, no, no.
never." But I
That
just was
is,
wondering.
and another thing is cold up north and everything. If
Oh
you see
God,
any dogs out on trees,
mm,
but chained to trees, they
never.
get cold just like we do.
Yeah.
Report it, please, because
There's
that
one
is,
thing here in Northborough.
oh,
The animal control is beyond beautiful and caring. Beyond, beyond. And they have a thing coming up the 14th. I'm gonna go to, but they're so good. You go to Waterbury, they don't even care about the animals. They don't care. But how do you have a job that you don't care? I don't know.
right.
But these
Mm,
guys here, they're the best. They're the best.
yep.
They are, and we need more of that. So, well, whatever. I know everybody's going in. Okay, okay, that's enough for tonight.
Barb's,
No,
thanks
I gotta
for
do.
and
I appreciate
Okay,
Aloha,
that.
Mama Cat. Hey, I appreciate
have a
all,
good one.
Darla. Yeah, Darla mentioned give adopted animals time to adjust to new homes. Yes,
Yes,
agreed. Because they're been locked up in
right.
jail, so
I
you got to give
know.
them time. Let them, because it's not going to be easy for them to come into a
No, of
strange
course
place.
not.
So you have to
Of
give them
course
time.
not.
Educate yourself on that breed, what is going on.
Right,
That's what I've done many times. Is educate, look it up, search it on the
mm-hmm.
internet, and learn. And you feel so much better
Right,
than taking on something that you have nothing to know about. About this new pet.
right.
So, but
I know.
yep, yep.
Oh
And the
dear.
Aloha, you said, if I were a narcissist, I wouldn't have a show. You're right, because I wouldn't be thinking about the animals, right?
God.
Right.
I'm
Oh
not a
gosh.
I am not a narcissist. I know too many of that are.
Yeah, right.
It is sickening. It's all about me, Eminem, me and money, and that's not
Eminem,
good.
me and money. I like that. I never
Yeah,
heard that.
narcissists prefer
Eminem, me
Hollywood.
and money.
Mm,
But I thank all of you for all your constant ongoing support and joining us in this chat room and on
right.
the show. And it's so meaningful and heartfelt. But I'm so glad none of you ditched me because I left Blog Talk.
Oh no.
No,
Kick me to the
never,
curb.
never.
But
All
I
right, I'm
appreciate all
going to
your.
try to get off, and we'll
And,
do the same thing next week. I'll see how I got on because I don't know.
oh, Nick,
Oh,
this is the last
imagine
show. Yep,
I
we're
know
all
you're gonna have
until
another one.
January the 8th. I'm taking a break
Yes.
from. I do it every
All
year.
right.
I know I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
we're gonna
you can
go through
call us.
withdrawals.
You could
Yep.
call us, get like a group talk, and we'll talk.
You know
Me
what?
and
I
only,
have to
okay?
check into that because I think you can do that on this podcast. Isn't that a good one?
Yeah, well, group
You can find
session
somebody
Just
to
here.
upgrade the
do a
A
mock
podcast where
call.
you
newbie.
have different sounds. The
I
applause
Oh God.
button.
have to do more looking into it because I'm still kind of a newbie at this. What, 9 months later?
You're
Right,
Yeah.
doing
Mama
great,
Cat?
Debbie.
But anyway, I'm going to close it down and hope
Okie
all of you
dokie.
have a very Merry Christmas and
You
a
too,
safe
guys.
one and a beautiful Christmas with your family and your friends and everything. And we're looking forward to 2026 on January 8th, and I hope you join us then. And thank you all because you all helped me share this show,
Yeah.
and it's
Right.
so inspiring and uplifting, every week. And I
Yeah.
can't thank all you enough, plus all the other ones that do. The big pages
Right.
on Twitter or X, and the followers, and I mean it gets out there, and they'll still I tag a lot, so
Mm-hmm.
I see notifications from X coming in over the weekend, and luckily they're archived that they can go back and
Yeah.
listen to them, so. And I think they all know that for the many years I've been on. But all your
Mm-hmm.
help and even LinkedIn, the friends I've had on there, it's so inspiring,
Who's
and
who's going to be back on the first show of the year?
oh, Vigil for Elephants. That's
Oh
where
yeah,
all.
that's okay.
Yeah, I do that the first, or the second. What is it? The second Thursday of because I've been doing it every year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's a promotion show for the main one on the 10th. Okay, so I help them out, and I mean they got a lot of co-hosts that's helping them out, and it's wonderful. It's just to bring it to the attention where these elephants have died in captivity,
Mm-hmm.
never had a life, just in zoos or
Oh, I hate
circuses,
that. That's so
Yeah.
and
sad.
that's sad. Never got to have no
That's so
social life where,
sad. And they keep it
with
so
their
bad.
families out in the wild. They haven't even seen the
Oh.
wild yet, and then
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
they pass away. Look at Lucy the elephant up in Edmonton Valley Zoo. I've had so many shows on her, and there's it's that greed again. Isn't that
Right.
sickening?
They're
It's
never going
all
to
that.
let her go.
No, no, and
They're
she's in
not.
bad health. You
That's so
Yep.
know,
sad.
you talk about
That's so
narcissists. I can see that right on. It's all about money,
that's so
and they don't
Yeah.
care
sad.
about her
There's too
health.
many of them.
No.
That's right, overwhelmed with them.
And every
And
time, as time goes by, she's only getting weaker,
Right,
and
right.
it
yeah,
gives them
Oh,
more
and it's so
ammunition
sad.
to say, "Well, she can't be moved now." Well, yeah, because
right.
you kept her whole freaking life
How
Yep,
horrible.
until
that's
she was
right.
almost dead, and then
How
oh well,
horrible.
we were gonna, but she won't make it
And
now.
then they chain
Yeah,
them
Always
up
bite
and
me.
Yeah,
excuses.
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
Terrible.
Isn't that sickening? And the
Hmm.
next year I'll be having another show for because I know, it is so sad. I remember Nosy. Remember Nosy got
Yes.
released?
Yep.
That was
Mm-hmm.
a victory dance right
Yeah.
there. She
So
got her own
sad.
law in New Jersey, Nosy's law, where they took them out of,
Yep.
wild animals out of circuses. And I had happy tears when I seen
I
that coming through
know.
news feed. So we want to see that with Lucy and Billy and Tina out to L.A. Zoo
Yeah.
out there in California had shows for them. So wherever you can help out, hey, the more coming in, strength the numbers, Mama Cat.
that's
But
right.
ladies, I'm gonna go ahead and
Yes.
go,
All right,
and
guys. Have a good holiday and all be
you
safe.
too, and we'll be
All
in
right.
contact, and
Yeah, I see
I'll be
anything. You
still
let me know.
advocating
Yes,
on
you let me
social media
know.
when I get a chance. I'll still be on there. I
Okie
can't give
dokie.
that up. I can't take
Alrighty.
because that. So if I'll look into see if there's a group chat.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I'm out of the newbie
Mm-hmm.
level, so I have to go back into the newbie level and figure it out.
Very good.
And we need to stay in touch with Adam to see if he
Yes,
gets any video,
Mm-hmm.
because
right.
like with the dog thing that was chained up to the fence, almost
Yes.
drowned,
Right.
it's visual. And
That's right.
the bear hunt is in the news a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah,
if they can show visual, of what is really going on, that's going to make an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
that,
right.
unfortunately, that's what is needed. People got to see what is happening. And I pray he gets something on video that can be used to, further this,
Mm-hmm.
um, and, for the black bear, because,
Oh.
you know,
Oh
but I
yeah.
get out of here because we're going to get cut off.
Okay,
Okie
that's
dokie.
right. But hey,
Goodbye.
Barb's, thank you so much, Mama Cat,
Goodbye,
Darla,
friends.
Michelle, Aloha. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
are
Thank
you
you.
friends with Adam, Mama Cat? Because I
Yes, I
can.
am.
I'm not
Okay, and
friends with
plus
Adam yet or Kate.
Bear Defenders. Bear Defenders on Facebook, or Bear Warriors United. That's Katrina. You can keep up on updates on them pages, or one protest advocacy group. Yeah, that's it.
Right
Night
on.
night, Darla. Thanks for all your support. Okay, and ongoing support. You guys keep me hopping. You guys keep me rocking. But anyway, Mama Cat, are you ready? We almost
I
got
am ready.
another great show. I love this. I love this. But go ahead.
Paw in hand, united we stand. against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Mama Cat, and thank you so much because you're a great player too, and looking forward to having you back on next year. It's right around the corner, right? That's
Yep.
the thing.
Just know that next year is too long for me to wait to talk to you, so I will call you soon,
Oh yeah,
someone.
we'll be in contact, no doubt. But good night, everyone, and
Good
thank you
night.
all so much for tuning in. Another great show, rocking the airways for the Black Bears, right? And keep it going. Keep it going. We are the animals' voices and will be heard. Making voices heard worldwide. Good night, everyone, and hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a blessed and phenomenal New Year 2026. Good night. Have a peaceful evening.
Santa Claus is watching.
There we go.